to the Cinementalists. Noun, plural. Definition, those whose love for movies runs so deep, they can't help but do a podcast about them. Hosted by Colton Robertson and Joseph George. Hello everybody and welcome in to the Cinementalists. Today is part 6, the 40s of our top 100 films of the 2020s. That is 40 through 49. We're going to work our way from the bottom to the top. There's already 5 parts of this shit. If you are jumping in here, hey, I get it, top 50, let's ride. But you know, there's 100 of them, so you might as well get the full fucking glimpse of what we're working with here. But if you're jumping in here, I can't blame you. I appreciate having you. I appreciate you being here. I'm Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it is always a pleasure to have you. Yeah, we're cooking with gas now. This is the good shit. This is the good shit. How are you feeling about your 40s? We're officially breaching the top 50. How are you feeling?
Yeah, this, I mean, I feel like I've said it every episode that we're breaching another tier, but this is, I don't know, I finally felt nervous last episode. I'm even more nervous for these movies, and I feel like this is where anyone can just kind of jump above another, or, I don't know, upon a rewatch, or some are new and I'm still forming the thoughts, but no, yeah, this is definitely a very good chunk of this list. And I don't know. I hope no surprise. I don't think really any surprises though. Just kind of where these are. I don't know.
Yeah,
and it's just
Well, and everybody's got their own taste and everything. So you never know. You know, I feel good about where I have them, but maybe some people are like, wow, that low or that high. I don't know. I guess we'll see. But if you want to take us on in with 49, I am ready for it.
Okay, I said no surprises, but maybe this is actually a surprise. Quite the epic. It was in our action films project that we did. I'd say the one that I liked the most out of it, other than one, I guess, because there is one a little less. But this is RRR.
I am
2022's.
surprised. I am surprised.
I know, and I think it's just because I haven't watched it in a while. Like this is one
viewing.
This is one that if I rewatched it, oh my god, I know I would have a good time with it again. But I don't know, I haven't, and maybe that was why. You know, and that's kind of where a lot of these boil down to. It's like, do I want to rewatch this movie, you know, and like and yes, this is one that I have, since I watched it, been like, I this is not the last time that I'm watching this movie, right, but I don't know, I haven't quite gotten there, but it's still definitely one that's on the list, but just a little lower than I guess some of the others, and that's kind of the only difference, is that because this is still in epic. I mean, this was unlike any movie I've ever seen. I mean, yeah, it was crazy. And they, whatever they wanted to do, they set out to do it. I don't know. I feel like it was just, it was just.
That's an incredible movie,
dude. The dances, I don't know, the music,
the suspenders dance fucking rules. I want to learn the choreography. I'm gonna do it. Beam. That's his name. Oh my god, yeah. Beam and Raju. I think we're the two. Just what a duo. You know, friends and then enemies and then back to friends of it. You know, I mean, it was just quite the. Oh god, Ray Stevenson. I forgot he's in there. Yeah, rest in peace. You know, got the Hound coming in to hopefully maybe fill the shoes. I didn't know that they were apparently friends in real life. I didn't know that either. Rory McCannon.
So yeah, apparently, I don't know how strong that or even where I heard that from, but I guess it was like, if someone said it feels right that a good friend is stepping into the role instead of someone just someone.
That's
random.
Cool.
But
I didn't realize that. That's fun.
I guess little side tangent RRR connection there, I guess. But yeah, because Ray Stevenson doesn't play the most likable character.
No,
in
plays a piece
RRR
of
at
shit in
all.
that. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. But
But
no, it's a great movie, man. I do have it, and it is higher. I'm surprised. I like you said, no surprises, and led me right in
yeah,
with me
I
being
know.
surprised.
Yeah, I guess I spoke way too
But
soon.
that made me
on that
even
one.
more surprised. That's a good build up. But yeah, no, man. All right, RRR. It will be eventually, probably next week. So we'll get to it. But I'm kicking off my 40s with Ferrari by Michael Mann. Adam Driver had that girth, as we have
he
said
did.
prior. Lovely movie, pretty to look at. Michael Mann's visual sensibility is on 10 in this. Penelope Cruz is a marvel. I fucking love her. Brutally snubbed for the Oscars. Didn't even get that nom, which is insane.
Yeah.
Insane. But dude, incredible movie, incredibly tense. The theater experience for this was electric. It's also the only time I've watched it still. I have not revisited it. I know I will. I know I'll like it. However, I don't know that it'll move. This is one of those rare ones where I'm like, I think this is where it belongs for me. I'm like, I think I found its home, which there aren't a lot that I feel that way about, but it feels like a very good middle point because I can confidently say I like the ones below it less, and I like the ones above it more. So it makes sense to be right here in the middle. But yeah, Ferrari at 49 to kick it off.
Okay, yeah, one I will have a little later for me, but yeah, I don't know, for all for the same reasons, that's for sure. And but yeah, not will be next week, or I don't know. I guess that's one I have been itching to rewatch to actually know if it is in the right spot. I feel like I am in a similar boat. It hasn't moved much. It's just been in this spot. And kind of what I've been basing other movies off of. So
Right.
that is interesting. But okay, yeah, that'll be a little later. But okay, 48 here. Just an absolute fun a franchise here that I got to way too late. But luckily, we covered it and just had me a reason to finally watch them. But this is the capstone of Indiana Jones. This is where I have Dial of Destiny. And yeah, kind of like even after RRR, like that is crazy and like a different kind of movie. But this is just kind of more of this movie was just I didn't know I could love. I don't know. I feel like I was gonna hate. I don't know. There was so much hate for this movie, or so much discourse. I feel like, and people didn't really like it. But I don't. I don't. When I watched it, I'm like, what is everyone talking about? I don't know. Like
Right.
It was kind of just a super fun ride at the end, and just a perfect way to. I mean, I don't know what Indy would want more, than kind of what he got at the end.
Right.
And just. We're going back in time, I don't know. I thought it was just a
Literally joining history. Sick.
yeah, and just to be able to pay homage to a character while he's still in the movie, I don't like it's just a legendary type character, like to reach this level of an act. Like I feel like this is what an actor would dream of, like being the next Marvel hero or Spider-Man or what. That's like kind of one thing, and you're just known because that character is just known already. But to have like
to
a
create
new,
that character
yeah,
and it's yours.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
man,
sick. That is sick.
That's yeah, and the love that Harrison has for Indy, and like it's just there all the time. I don't know, and I loved it. I'm glad I finally got around to them. I still only watched I think all of them one time, other than Raiders. Raiders is I think the only one I've seen twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I love the franchise, and it's kind of just had to get it in here. So
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I appreciate you giving it some love because I don't have it in my top 100, but it was mostly because it was one of those ones that I took advantage of knowing you'd have it,
Oh yeah.
because it could have snuck in. It was right outside my top 100. I do love that movie, man. I think it catches a bad rap too, and I love Harrison Ford. I love Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I think she's incredible. Mads Mikkelsen again there as the villain. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and I think it's a bit long, but it's good. But it's good. So yeah, all right. Dial of Destiny at 48. I dig it. My 48, it's one that you've already said. This is where I have Trap by M. Night Shyamalan.
Okay.
I love this movie, man. I saw it in theaters twice. I've watched it once at home since then. I believe I might have I've only seen it twice, and they were both in theaters. I have such a great time with this movie. I love Josh Hartnett. He genuinely gave one of my favorite performances of last year. He will never be recognized by any awards body for it, but I think he's deserving of that. He did such an incredible job. The way that he can control his eyes and his face, it's just incredible. He was scary and funny. The movie is fucking hysterical and tense, and it's just a lot, and I love every bit of it. I think Salika Shyamalan did a really, really good job. I think she's caught a bad rap too. But yeah, man, I don't know. I dig it. I dig it front to back. I think it is visually just technically incredibly well done. You know, just the way it looks, that's a movie right there, you know. Somebody, Mukti Pram, did some incredible work on the photography, and him and Shyamalan did a great job double teaming this one. Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I don't have much to say about Trap, but I know I love it. I could watch it again and again. But yeah, Trap. Just got it on 4K for Christmas too. Emily got it for me, so I'll have to pop that in before long.
Yeah, I can't believe whenever I brought it up, I didn't even mention Cuddy, my boy.
Kid Cudi.
I think we just talked about it before.
We talked about we did talk about Cuddy in this movie for a different for a different movie, but yeah, he does a good job with his little sassy diva star thing going on. It's wonderful. And I love that the movie takes you places you don't expect, which is, you know, classic Shyamalan, but in a different way than Shyamalan typically does it, you know? Like, you're under the impression, at least I was going into the movie, that the whole thing is going to take place at this concert, and then you get a whole last act that is not there, and, you know, we're escaping those confines, and it's a lot of fun, dude. It plays with your sense of morality a lot too, because you obviously are like, well, this is a bad fucking guy, but like, you also don't want him to get caught. This is fun. It's a lot of fun, man. So I just have a great time with Trap, and I think that you know, I'm not a Cinema Sins guy. I do not, and I don't mean that as like the actual YouTube channel, but just like the spirit of what it's become with the whole well, this doesn't make sense because this just happened and now this. People love doing that with the Netflix movie Carry On recently, and it's like, bro, let go. Fuck it, man. I don't give a shit. I saw somebody do it with Juror number 2 the other day. They were like, a real lawyer would never. I'm like, let me stop you right there. This isn't a real lawyer. You know? How about you suspend some disbelief a little bit and have a good time? Because that's where I was at with Trap. I just have a great fucking time watching the movie, and I think everybody could benefit from letting go a little bit and having some fun. So Trap, one of those movies. I dig it a great deal. I had to be here. So 48.
Okay. Moving on to 47 is kind of an interesting conversation now, because last episode I brought up a movie that I might like more than it, actually. But it's that one.
Just in hindsight.
The double viewing that we had of Nosferatu, if I did that right again, and A Complete Unknown. So this is where I have A Complete Unknown. Where I think I might flip them actually now and say that I do like Nosferatu a little better, but no, I think that kind of takes it, like, just because I saw them on the same day shouldn't really mean that.
They're completely incomparable. Like they are. No, I'm with you.
But I don't know. Love me some Timmy. And this, I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot of him throughout our lifetime. He's just gonna be a constant. But no, this I feel like he just took over here. He was the star. I don't know, unquestionably, and just whenever he walked in the room, I don't know, it was just eventually. I guess he wasn't known at first, but then like that one scene where he's just kind of walking into. He followed that one guy that had that conversation in the elevator, and then he gets recognized and just punched in the face and has to just walk. I don't know. He feels like he was just kind of. But he didn't, I don't know, it didn't really affect him. He just left, kind of carried on his life. The dude was just kind of going with the flow.
They don't want me to do my thing. Yeah. They think that I'm a fucking asshole. He's good as Bob Dylan, man.
Yeah, the part that like his backstory wasn't really known, or like that he just kind of, if he was like making it up or not really, like he felt like he was just trying to start a new life completely. Like he just shows up, like the beginning of the movie, he just shows up in the back of some other family, or I don't know, like who's, he just hitched a ride with his guitar, and he's, I don't know, here to make a name for himself. And I don't know, I thought I didn't really know the story of Bob Dylan really at all, and then just and folk music kind of, I don't know, too, and just kind of the genre and just what this meant for the time. I don't know, like Cuban Missile Crisis, all of that, like and him just being in the bar, just be like, go love somebody, or I don't know, like go find somebody to love. I don't know.
Go find somebody to love in these times of hate. Yeah. Oh, I'm Bob Dylan. Yeah, he's good, man. He's so good. And Timmy has been fucking everywhere in the 20s, and probably, I haven't paid attention to this, might be the most recurring actor on the list, because I just counted it out. He will be in half the episodes for me. Dang. 5 of the 10 episodes in the top 100 he is a part of, which is kind of crazy.
Because I've already said Intergalactic for me, this A Complete Unknown, and Wonka.
You already
I've
Wonka.
Already said.
Yeah.
Oh, and Don't Look Up. He was
and Don't Look Up.
In there.
I don't have 3 of those. So that's what's crazy is I don't have Don't Look Up, I don't have Wonka, and I don't have Intergalactic. I have 5 additional ones, including A Complete Unknown.
Wow. And I got 2 more coming from him. 3 actually more coming from him.
I've only said 1, so I've got 4 more.
Yeah. Wow. So,
but I'm like, the only person who's going to give him a run for his money might be Margot Robbie, maybe a little Anya Taylor-Joy. But that's something we'll have to pay attention to. Maybe I'll count it out for us. But that's fun. But regardless, I dig that. I dig A Complete Unknown. And we were comparing it to Nosferatu. That's just, that's stupid. Like, we just saw them on the same day, so naturally they get compared by us. But they are completely different movies. And the more I think about A Complete Unknown, obviously, the more I fucking adore it. I think that, like we said, I love Timothée Chalamet. I think Bob Dylan is one of my favorite artists of all time. So just to get a nice depiction of him is incredible. And I love Monica Barbaro as Joan Baez. She does an incredible job. Elle Fanning's incredible. There's just a lot to like there. So I dig it. My 47 is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan of the decade. I've got them back to back here. This is where I have Knock at the Cabin, directed by M. Night Shyamalan. It's got Dave Bautista, Jonathan Groff, and a few other people that are just incredible in it. Really, this is the shit you're looking for. If you're like, oh, well, Trap, I don't know if it's not what I really have come to expect from Shyamalan. Knock at the Cabin is.
Okay.
It definitely is. Another one that he had that missed this list for me was Old, The Beach That Makes You Old. Didn't make my top 100, but it's another quintessential that is some Shyamalan ass shit right there. Knock at the Cabin's crazy. Jonathan Groff and his husband are at a cabin in the woods, on a little trip with their daughter, escaping from the world for a little bit, having a good time, having a good weekend, and 4 strangers come to the cabin and tell them the world is going to end if they don't do something. And I won't spoil all of it, but it's like they have to do something difficult.
Okay.
They have to do something personally difficult. Like these 4 people have seen a message. They all received a message. They have nothing in common beyond receiving this message, and they were told to come here at this time, and they were told to come here at this time, and they are the ones who are going to save the world.
Whoa! Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's gnarly, man. It's gnarly. It's really intimate while having really grand implications. And this is one that I loved when I watched it, and I haven't watched it since. This is not a safe spot, when it comes to the living document. This one could climb. Knock at the Cabin is so good. Dave Bautista is incredible. I love him every time. He's probably pretty common on this list too, now that I think about it. But I love me some Bautista, and Knock at the Cabin. got some quintessential Shyamalan shit going on. So very, very good viewing and highly recommended for anyone who has not watched it.
Okay, we'll actually get back to Batista in a little bit.
We might have something in common this episode.
Interesting.
Just guessing based off things that have been said, but go ahead.
Okay, well, this one, it was a lot higher initially, and I don't know. I feel like any of these, it's the same. A rewatch would only benefit them. But this one was another action galore movie, but the end of a franchise, or at least the end for now of John Wick. John Wick Chapter 4.
Oh man,
right here.
I am so excited to hear what you've got up in your like top 30, dude. This is incredible.
Yeah, I think, and I don't know. It is like back when I'm remembering these movies, and I think that John Wick is like during the movie way more fun and entertaining than a lot of the other movies that I have above it. Like during the time,
right?
But I think what I like more of a movie is like what sticks with me, or like if there's something,
what you take with you, yeah.
And there's not a whole lot to take out of John Wick other than you have to enjoy it
awesome.
While it's there.
Right.
You just that is what John Wick is for. And
I like that.
I like that. They reach the pinnacle of what these movies can be. Like the Dragon's Breath, or that fire shotgun, whatever the fuck, I don't know. Just tearing through just all the different settings that they got to go to on this one, which was sick. And then the end kind of duel, and like the world of John Wick just keeps getting larger, and I think that's really cool. That even like whenever I was going through it, I'm like, ooh, the table, or like hearing just little details of how the world works and stuff, and it's not even that critically like important to the movie, but like it's just, I don't know, always there. I love that stuff, and I don't know what they're planning on doing next. I don't know. It felt like this was a nice way to end it all, and not bring him back at all, but money will do that to, I think, anything, and bring, I don't know, it's Keanu Reeves as John Wick. I think they're going to try to make as many of these as goddamn possible before Keanu decides he doesn't want to do it himself. I don't know. I think that, like, I feel like that's the ultimate decision, is like when Keanu says enough is enough.
When he's done, then they're done. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you, because I mean, shit, he's clearly having a great fucking time with it. But I do have John Wick 4. It will not be for a little bit. I do love that movie dearly. You did inspire me to do some on the spot changes, though. I liked the way you put that. I liked the way you put that, because you were correct, and it doesn't change anything directly ahead of us, but yeah, all right.
A lot of different like factors of what goes into making
that's why it's a living document, man. Like I'm like, there's something I have in the 30s that I've like always regarded as like one of my fucking favorites, and I'm like, but yeah, I don't think I can put it above these, and I'm like, I don't know why, I just can't. It's just, and I can't even really articulate why. I'm just throwing them in a fucking order, man. That's how these things go. But yeah, all right. John Wick 4 coming in at 46. All right. I like it. I also have quite the action flick for 46. Similar boat as a lot of these. I've only seen it once. I don't know why I've only watched it once, but goddamn, do I need to revisit it? This is where I have Monkey Man, directed by Dev Patel. Loved this movie. As it was happening, I was mind blown. I was blown away by how good Dev Patel was, how good he was behind the camera. I don't know what it is about the movie. I found it. I think I want to preserve the feeling I had the first time I watched it. It doesn't feel like one that will get better every time I watch it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why I've only watched it once.
Yeah.
But I would love to be proven wrong, which is why I will inevitably revisit it. I just haven't yet, which is rare for a movie that I like as much as I like this.
It's a weird one. Like it is in this weird limbo of like, I mean, we had a whole spotlight for him, you know, and this was not just
we
he's
just
acting
discussed
in it,
in the
but
last
it's his,
episode the momentum of the spotlights and everything. Like we're building up, and it gets better and better and better, and you're like, oh man, I love this guy, I love everything he does, you know, and you know maybe that has to factor in, but I don't know if it does, and I do know that I really really love the movie though, and it had to be top 50. I've got it above some movies that I really really love. But yeah, now we're getting to the fucking beef of it here, man. I've seen of these 4 in this episode so far, I've seen 3 in theaters. So like that's we're getting to those, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a good stretch, that's for sure. And this, I don't know. It is weird. And it feels wrong. This is where I'm starting to feel sad or feel bad. Like I'm like no,
damn,
like
I got to put this one down here. But it's still like there have been hundreds upon hundreds and thousands of movies in the 20s, you know, like
that's
100 of them is difficult. It is difficult.
But yeah, Monkey Man, it'll be not this episode for me, but next week. Yeah, but it could I don't know. It's one that every time it got a notch down, I'm like, oh man, it felt wrong, and like it
feels wrong, but like I also I don't feel that bad. I'm like it's just I don't know. I need to watch it again. I do because damn, he does some crazy cool shit in that movie, man, and like that is one that has stuck with me. It has stuck with me. I remember so much of it. Yeah, you know, I already regret saying it, but okay.
It's there.
Yeah, I'm like, I could probably move it up a few spots and be just fine, but 46 is all right with me. I can ride with it. It's a living document. Tomorrow it won't be 46, but today it is. That's that.
Yep. Okay. Well, moving on to 45. This one, I kind of have a stretch of movies that we've covered here. This one was a nice cinema surprise. I took a stab at a movie that I've never seen, and I was between this and The Northman. Actually, is what I was between.
Shit.
Oh wow, is this another surprise? This is
you're loading me up with things that are much higher for me.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess you do know. But everyone who doesn't is not in the know. This is where I have Banshees of Inisherin, here. And yeah, I mean, I think it is like just kind of what I take from this is like John Wick. I'm like, okay, this is not as entertaining as John Wick, but I do take more from this movie. That was the one thing where I'm like, yeah, I'm putting this above John Wick, and that I don't know. So John Wick was a nice base for a lot of this, but this one was one that, I mean, it looks beautiful. I mean, the landscapes,
gorgeous. Everything
there. Yeah, it's a beautiful movie, and one that I had no clue what I was getting into. And man, yeah, it was an emotional ride of a movie that I was not quite ready for at the time, or I didn't think it was that type of movie at all. I guess, but man, no, this Colin Farrell is becoming one of my favorites just in the game after Penguin. Just watching him,
He's so
yeah,
good.
Man, I need to get more Colin Farrell now. I don't know, a lot of people I do need to up the filmographies for, and he's definitely one of them.
No, he's incredible, dude. And Banshees is just so fucking good.
Man, yeah, and you know, I don't know. At the beginning of this episode, I did say no surprises, but man, I am kind of even surprising myself a little bit because I remember
the thing for me is just that and I won't tell you, I have I have 3 of the movies you've said so far. 3 of the 5, and A Complete Unknown I already had. I have all 3 of them, and they are in, and this is kind of a spoiler since there's 4 episodes left. I have them in 3 different episodes.
Wow.
Just to give you an idea of how much I like some of these. And I'm not going to specify what order they're in or anything. Dude, yeah, that's why I'm so excited to get to the top of your list because I'm intrigued that these are falling in the 40s.
Yeah, and
that's why movies rock, man. Like that's why movies are the shit because I'm just flummoxed. I want to know. I gotta know. I gotta know. But yeah, man, I love Banshees of Inisherin. I love Carrie Condon. You're all boring. You're all feckin' boring. She's incredible. Brendan Gleeson's incredible. Barry Keoghan's incredible. Everybody in that movie does such a good job with their character, man. So yeah, I love that. I love that choice. Banshees at 45. All right. 45, I've got one you've already said. So I got a couple of those so far. This is where I have Emma. Emma, directed by Autumn de Wilde, starring Anya Taylor-Joy. And this is one that me and Emily almost rewatched recently. We started it, got distracted. And that was enough for me to feel comfortable bumping it down a few spots. Because I do love the movie, even so, but I held it in crazy high regard in my head. And then when I even rewatched the first several minutes, I was like, I shouldn't hold this in that high of a regard over some of the other ones that I have. Because I do love the movie. It's so funny. It's cute. Anya Taylor-Joy is incredible. Josh O'Connor's hilarious. Mia Goth is incredible. Bill Nighy is incredible. There's just an incredible cast here. Johnny Flynn. Everybody is just doing stuff to the highest level. I think that everybody is operating on a level that is so fucking funny. They have incredible chemistry. It's beautiful to look at. It's really well production design, really well done, costume design, makeup, hair, all that. It's great. But yeah, there was just something about watching it where I was like, I really loved this the first time we watched it, man. I really loved it, and I think that I came down to earth a little bit in the brief rewatch we got. And maybe if I got all the way to the end, because the ending does hit. The ending's incredible. So maybe if I had finished the movie, I wouldn't have moved it down so far. But 45, I feel comfortable with it here now.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of my Eternals, I feel like. I started it and then I stopped. I don't know if it was my own boredom. I don't think it was really that. It was just kind of like I'm not feeling it just in general.
Yeah, sometimes you start a movie and you're like, man, turns out I wasn't movie mode right now, huh? Yeah, it happens. It happens.
But okay, yeah, good. I don't know, 40. I don't know. Yeah, this is. I don't know. It is just tough. But I've come to solace of knowing that this it will change eventually.
Just for reference, I had Emma in the 20s. That's how high I had it, and I was like. And that's like a gut feeling, that's like, I started it and I was like, this is not the 20s. The 20s are a fucking wild tier. And for it to have been there is kind of crazy, but, it's still a top 50 of the decade for me, no doubt. I think that movie is so fucking funny. And just for that alone, it deserves a little love. And then it's romantic and it's sweet and it's great, man. The dance scene where they realize they're digging each other. It's great. I love it. So, Emma at 45.
Okay, moving on to 44 here. It's one you already said. Our boy Jeffrey Wright. This is where I have American Fiction for myself. And yeah, this kind of I don't know. I'm already gonna love anything with Jeffrey Wright, and then just kind of the story. I guess I did watch the trailer, and I kind of knew what was gonna happen throughout kind of the movie. But it went a lot deeper than I thought with some of the just other character connections and other just the side stories, but then also just really funny as well. I don't know, just the line that sticks with just hearing Jeff. I don't know how many times in my head a day, I don't know, maybe it's not every day, but I just hear fuck in Jeffrey Wright's voice.
Fuck.
I that if I ever need to emphasize fuck, that is how I hear it in my head. Is in it. I don't think it'll ever
I want to call the book Fuck. Yeah. Oh, dude, I need to rewatch that movie so goddamn bad. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah. Fuck.
I want to call it
fuck. And it's genius. I don't. But no, his voice just, and I don't know. Is just so pure, and I need him. He's just the next voice that I need to grow old with. I don't know. I need him to start narrating everything. He already does it in What If, and it's awesome. And he got his own character too. I don't know. That was nice in What If, but he, I don't know. I like him on the real screen. Even more. Whenever I get to see his face too, is even better. And he will pop
he's
up.
Going to be pretty prolific. I've got ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna figure out like an algorithm or something to like calculate who, who has the highest and who's on the list the most and all that stuff. Like there's like some sort of number system, because
true.
that could be fun. I could get with that, but
Yeah, this
because
does
he's
need
got
to
a
be
lot
figured out.
and they're pretty high. They're all pretty fucking high for me. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes,
But,
how many times the actor pops up and where is
and
definitely
where
important.
yes,
That's
that's where I'm because I've got Timmy in 5 different parts, but that's 5 different movies. I've got Jeffrey Wright in like 2 different parts and almost as many movies. Like that's crazy. Like that's insane. But yeah, all right. American Fiction of 44, great fucking movie, man. I do love that one. I need to revisit it so bad, but haven't seen it since the theater. And that's one that I've got at 44 as well. One I haven't seen since the theater, and I caught it on New Year's Eve of 2023. So it's a while back now. This is The Boy and the Heron, directed by Hayao Miyazaki. And really, this is one you inspired me with what you said a little bit ago about John Wick 4. You were in there and you were invested, and it was beautiful and all. It was awesome. It was great, but you didn't take a lot with you. This is similar for me, not for the same reasons. I should have taken more from this than I would John Wick 4. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, there was something so beautiful about it. I was so enveloped by it, and the music is so gorgeous, and it looks so pretty, and everything is just so, I don't know. I was just so invested in the moment, I don't know. It's a very specific feeling that I got with this movie where I loved it instantly, and then I have never really thought about it since. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I've got to give it credit for that. That's why it's top 50. I've never had a desire to rewatch the movie. I've never been like, oh man, I gotta see that again. I gotta watch that again. But the way that it made me feel that first time, wow, unbelievably gorgeous film. And that's the other thing, is that like I remember visuals, I remember parts of the movie. I don't really remember it. I don't remember the story itself. I remember bits and pieces, and those pieces are beautiful. So it could definitely benefit from a rewatch, but because there's stuff below it that I remember much more vividly. I want to give it credit for that, because I'm going just how viscerally it made me feel the first time I watched it, because it's a sweet fucking movie, man. And Hayao Miyazaki is such a visionary, and I'm so glad I got to see one of his movies on the big screen. And yeah, Miyazaki, man, gotta love him. So The Boy and the Heron at 44 for me.
And when you saw it in the theater, was it the English,
It was the English
version?
dub, with Robert Pattinson voicing the Heron and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
There was no option for the Japanese sub.
That's my debacle. Is like, if I do go to watch it, do I watch the English dub, or because I have that option now. If kind of what I want to choose. So that it was one. It is a blind spot that I have, and it was the one that I got actually really close to playing, and it would have been the English dub is the one that I did get. Well,
and that's the thing, is that as a Pattinson fan, hard to pass up that,
Yeah.
Which, like, it's worth, like, the next time I watch it, I'll watch the Japanese subtitle version, because, I mean, it's just, typically that's the way to go. But that's the thing about Ghibli, though, is that they've always been so good with their English dubs that it's insane. Like, they are so incredibly well done, and the voice actors obviously put so much into it that it's not the same as, someone phoning it in because they needed to do this dub. Like, no, I think that there's a understanding that this is going to get a wide release also. It's not like, well, this is just the version that'll be available on streaming if somebody wants it, No, this is going to movie theaters. This is going to play big. So I think that they put as much effort into the dubs as they do the subs for Ghibli, and I think that makes it either way worth your while. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Boy and the Heron at 44.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, moving on here. One think this was Cinema Surprise as well. One of your picks, I believe. This is where I have Anatomy of a Fall here, and this.
We've never covered this.
Oh, really? This.
Yeah.
Really? Did we? What? That's kind of breaking my brain for a little bit.
We did the whole 2020. We did a lot of 2023 stuff. We did the top 23 of 2023. We did the awards season for 2023. So we did talk about Anatomy of a Fall a lot, but we never dedicated time to Anatomy of a Fall. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I thought I remembered like hearing you talk about it. Yeah, that makes more sense. I think I heard you talk about it in an episode and was like, oh, I got to see that one, or like that one that one would be good to see. And man, yeah, I'm like glad that I did, because I guess like it's on the surface level, it kind of seems like it'd be a boring movie. It's just like a court case and I mean a murder. There is a murder at the or someone's
at the heart
dead.
of it. Yeah.
So it's like something's going on. But like no, it was just a court case, and then going back in time and seeing them just live before the event, and I don't know, but it just kept. I was on the edge of my seat like the whole time. Like I was like, it was crazy. I don't know what it had. I don't know what it quite was, but it was just like I needed to know.
We call that the juice. It's incredible. Anatomy of a Fall is great, man. Justine Triet in the director's chair. She's an incredible director. I look forward to whatever else she's got in store. Sandra Hüller, incredible. Milo Machado Grainer, the kid, delivered one of my favorite child performances ever. Yeah, got to give it some credit. Yeah, I will have Anatomy of a Fall, and it won't be this episode.
Okay, yeah, I guess
you've got a few of those this week. I'm surprised.
These are this is kind of like a stretch of really, really good movies that I didn't quite have like the resonance factor with, or like that I didn't quite like. I couldn't really call them my favorites. But these I get that. They were really good though. Like these are just really, really good. Definitely way above average movies. Like it's
next week's fucking impossible, dude. Like there is such an obvious elevation in how much I love the movies for me, starting with the 30s. Like it's like. That's a whole, like, you've been talking about the tiers. The 40s, 50s, and 60s, that's like all one tier for me. And then 70 and below, all one tier for me. But 30s are their own tier, 20s are their own tier, 10s are their own tier, and the top 10 are their own tier. Like, it's crazy what we get into starting next week. But yeah, Anatomy of a Fall, man. That's a gorgeous movie. And I got it on the Criterion collection for Christmas, so I'll need to. I will be. That's one that I am rewatching before it comes up because I want to make sure it's in the right spot and it doesn't go higher, because I've got it at where I've got it off one watch that I thought was solid, and it's just that good. That's the sort of vibe I'm rocking with. So I do love it. But fuck yeah, man. Anatomy of a Fall.
Okay. 43.
43 for me. This is a big one. This is a big one. This is where I have Dune, Part 1.
Yup.
Timmy C, Zendaya, Dave Bautista, Oscar Isaac, Rebecca Ferguson, Jason Momoa, Stellan Skarsgård, Stephen McKinley Henderson, Josh Brolin, Javier Bardem. Tell Me When to Stop, David Dastmalchian. Just I could go and go and go and go and go. Incredibly unbelievable cast, unbelievable visuals. Denis Villeneuve did some crazy shit with Dune. I don't know what he put in it. Probably spice. It's really, really. We talked about the adaptations with American Fiction. Another one of those, that Dune and Dune Part 2, as far as an adaptation of a book, insanely good. Definitely takes their liberties. Definitely takes liberties to translate it to the screen, but man, does it hit. And, this is one that I didn't really appreciate on its full level until Dune 2 was about to come out.
Yep.
And I revisited it, and we revisited it before we went and saw Dune 2, and we're like, oh, shit, that's actually fucking awesome. And then Dune 2 only makes it better. So, like, there's a whole other thing. So, like, I love Dune, and it had to be here. It's substantially lower than Dune 2, but higher than
Yeah.
a lot of shit. I dig Dune quite a great deal. So I got Dune at 43.
Oh yeah, my sci-fi brain cannot get enough. It's like I don't know. I think it's our like cinematic version of the closest we can get to like Star Wars of like bringing people. I don't know. I just remember people saying like you just have to see this movie if you're not even a sci-fi person. You have to see it in the theater, and I think that is the most important like aspect of these movies. Is like they just work so much better in the theater. But yeah, I don't know. That's get to it a little later for me. That's for sure. But man, yeah, this I don't know. Timmy and Batista. I don't know. That's a surprising. Batista might be in like a lot more than I thought. He's parts.
Prolific, man.
Yeah.
He's been around. He pops up. You know, I dig the guy, and he's got a lot in the 20s. We just saw The Last Showgirl on my birthday recently.
Yeah,
obviously that's one that I don't know would have cracked my top 100, but it's a really solid movie, man. Like that's why I'm like, he was in The Killer's Game. I brought up Guardians 3 earlier. He's all around, man. He's been places.
Yeah, but man, yeah, we definitely. I don't know. We're gonna need to figure something out of a way to do this and calculate.
I'll figure that out tonight. I'll figure that out this afternoon. I'll clear my schedule. I'll figure that out.
That would be lengthy. I don't know. That would be. I don't know. Just
it takes some time, but I got time. I got time. I like this shit. Let's do it. All right. I got Dune at 43.
Okay. Well, time. Stop. This is the most recent addition, I think, on my list right here. This is where the good old Megalopolis landed for me. Was at 42. And initially it was much higher whenever I first plopped it down. And I think, recency bias is a thing for every movie. I don't think it'll ever go away. But, I don't know. This one, it's starting to get into the vein of like there's something sticking with me from this. This one didn't quite land the way I would have liked it to, or like I think it could have, but I think like it was still a spectacle. Like I don't know, the visuals I thought were great the whole time. Adam Driver, I don't know, I'm just anything that he does pop up in, I do think I'm just gonna love immediately. And this definitely the weirdest movie of definitely the 40s for me. I don't know. It is kind of out there and unlike. Well, I do have RRR. That is another one that is kind of
that's out there. Megalopolis is weird.
Yeah.
By like a lot, by a wide margin.
Not everyone's
It's a strange film.
Yeah.
No, not by any stretch. But this is the 5th of your 8 so far that I have higher.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think it was in the 20s. I'm pretty sure. Whenever I first plopped it down, I was like, "Yeah,
you're just reeling from it." Yeah,
it was in there, and but then I don't know. It just kind of kept trickling down a little bit more and more. But I don't know. I did love it while I was going through it. Like just the romance through it all, I thought was great. Finally seeing Masande kind of as a I don't know, just an act.
Yeah.
It just
Natalie Emmanuel, she's great, man.
Not in TV. It was I thought she did fantastic here. I think probably the only time I have seen her in a movie, now that I think about it.
Gotta check out The Killer on Peacock. She leads it, directed by John Woo, who we love. So gotta check that out. She's incredible in that. I'm pissed that's not in my top 100. There's just tons of stuff that I'm like, God, I wish that was here. But it just can't, like some stuff just can't be. It's 100 movies. You gotta limit it.
In your hate for Shia LaBeouf, was this like the perfect role for him to play? Like this absolutely like pathetic. My God. Like
I despise that motherfucker, and he did so goddamn disappointingly good at being this piece of shit. John Voight, hate that motherfucker too. You see this big boner I got? That fucking guy.
Yep.
That's Angelina Jolie's dad.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That
Wow. And her last name is not Angelina Voight for a reason.
I see.
So that's why I don't fuck with John Voight. And he's also just like not to get political, massive Trumpy. So It's something that Francis Ford Coppola didn't discriminate in his casting here by any stretch. He spread the love amongst thieves, to be sure.
Okay.
But Megalopolis, I love that movie. I think that, and I don't think it's great. I certainly don't think it's bad though. It's just fucking fascinating, and that's what it's singular for that, you know. Gorgeous to look at though. Beautiful movie.
Yeah, build stuff to last and not just to get the job done for now. I don't know. It was kind of like it got me more pissed off at the world more than anything. Really, was what the movie did. It was like, man, no, why can't we?
The last little message is so fucking doofy and corny and cheesy, but I get it. You know, the little Pledge of Allegiance thing he that's up at the end. Like I don't know. I dig it, man. I dig it. I've got it higher. So of your 8 movies listed so far, I've got 5 of them in my top 40.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. This, I mean,
kind of wild.
These all got the juice. That's for sure. I don't know. I think the juice has been injected into all of these. That's for this is, I don't know, the juice tier. But yeah, it couldn't.
Oh yeah.
I guess this is where it found. I don't know. Found its way down to 42, but definitely was a lot higher initially. But yeah, I don't know. This is where it landed.
Beautiful. All right, my 42. This is a late edition, one I watched recently. I pre-ordered this months ago, and it came right before Christmas, so it felt like a Christmas gift. This is Evil Does Not Exist, directed by Ryusuke Hamaguchi. This is a brilliant, soft-spoken, slow. I don't know how the vein of Sometimes I Think About Dying, and I brought up Certain Women in comparison to it. Feels like that a little bit. It's just you are watching these people go through something that this one's a little more heightened. Don't get me wrong, but it's still not completely unreal. The premise is that this quaint community, this village, not far out from Tokyo, is potentially getting a glamping site, a tourism site that they could come in, like tourists will come through, it'll enliven there, and it's all disputes from the community with the company that's going to do it about the safety of the water and everything that's going to come with it, and all this sort of stuff. It was one of those movies that reminded me you can make a good movie about anything. You know, I was like, I can't believe this movie is as fucking beautiful as it is, and it's basically about a civil dispute between residents, and you know, there's a certain poignancy to climate change and the effect that this will have on their environment and all that good stuff, and so it's just it's a really lovely movie. It's really dark, darkly sad. More so than you'd think it would be. You know, you're not kind of saying you can't disturb the balance. You know, there's no room for complacency. You can't let it slide if something like this is going to happen. And it's really, really beautiful. And the music, I'm a huge fan of Aiko Ishibashi. She does some incredible work. This is not my last Hamaguchi film in my top 100. He also did another one that I have much higher. So Evil Does Not Exist. Great movie. Got it at 42.
Okay. Yeah, kind of the opposite of Megalopolis, it feels like. Kind of building the biggest city,
quaint.
But now just
very quaint.
Yeah, a little itty-bitty glamping instead. Kind of, but okay. Well, one that my 41, you did actually mention it briefly, but you've already said it in a previous episode. But this is where I have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 for me.
Nice.
Kind of the top tier of my comic book movies. We'll kind of end right here until we get to the last episode.
Right.
For the one. But no, this is a... They can't really compare to that. But this is... I mean, as far as the comic book movies that we've gotten in the 20s, this one is... It felt so good. I don't know, to get the culmination of this trilogy and just I mean, I don't think it's even close. It's the best trilogy in the MCU, maybe in comic book at large.
Yeah,
Just
100%.
anything. Yeah, it's just there. And the high evolutionary I thought was really really cool. Like actually just a cool villain that wasn't. I don't know. The stakes weren't necessarily, I don't know. It feels like it always has to be universe or multiversal or I don't know, just some crazy thing. But this felt connected to the Guardians specifically, and I don't know. It felt right, and everything just it ended so well. The hallway scene, I just oh my god! Every time I see it pop back up,
So
I
dope.
just I have to watch. I don't know, and I can't wait to see what's cooking. What James Gunn is going to be bringing us in the future, because if that's what he's given as like here's so many restrictions that are on top of you but still make a good Marvel movie, and he did that. Like he's made some of the best MCU movies there are. I can't wait to see what happens whenever those restrictions aren't really there and he's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah, he gets
leading.
to do whatever he wants with a whole universe. That's yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Guardians 3 was just it was beautiful to catch and to kind of I don't know be at this age that I am to get the trilogy and truly like I feel like get everything that I could get out of it. And if I was a kid, I think I still would like it. Just I don't know. The soundtracks are always my favorite. I love this era of music that's always played in the Guardians. And yeah, I don't know everything about it, but I don't know. I do appreciate being a little bit older of an MCU fan at the time,
Mm.
and getting through them. But yeah, that's kind of the tippy top tier. Got one more comic book movie for the episode, but Guardians had to be top two for this one for me.
Beautiful,
to cap it off.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. My 41 is an awards contender this year. This is where I have Honora, directed by Sean Baker. This won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival, and Mikey Madison is a shoo-in for a Best Actress nomination. I love the way this movie makes me think.
Okay.
It's not hard to wrap your mind around strictly. It's not a confusing movie. It's just a lot of movie. And I don't really know how to explain the way it makes me feel. It's kind of transfixing. I'm watching and I'm just awed by it. Similar to Megalopolis in that it's not strictly a good or bad way. It just kind of is awing, if that makes sense. The first act and the last act are so fucking good, like exceedingly good. There's the entire middle is a stretch too long for me, and it's a little all over the place. But it feels like it belongs to a different movie. But because of that, it's weird that it all melds together for me. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain this one. That's why it's in this middle tier, like 40s and 50s. The ending is gut-wrenching and just like one of my favorite things that a movie can do is the last moment. The last moment before the credits roll. If you can do something that is going to stick with me, you are doing something that is good. This has that. You brought up Nosferatu. Nosferatu absolutely has that. I brought up Emma earlier. Emma has one of those. The last little look on her face before it flashes that she's at her wedding and everything. Like it has. Dune 2 has that. Trap has that. Like there's a lot of really, really great stuff that you can do with that last moment that will carry a lot of weight with me. And Honora has one of the most impactful last moments of any movie I've ever seen. It's... Wow. Yeah, and Mikey Madison is the beating heart of the movie. Without her, I don't think I'd like it as much, but she is so fucking good. And this movie is so fascinating that if you go to my Letterboxd logs of it, the first time I logged it, I've watched it twice. First time I watched it, December 18th. December 18th. Okay. Second time I watched it, December 18th. I literally watched the movie. I literally ran it back immediately because I was like, I think I love that. Like that was kind of how it made me feel. I was like, I think I love this. And then I watched it again and I was like, yeah, no, I feel pretty good about how I feel about this. It's confounding, and it's good. and it shouldn't be as confounding as it is. Like, you'll watch it and be like, why is this so confusing? But like, I don't know. I feel like it inspires those feelings. It's weird. It's because it's not like Megalopolis in that it's bizarre. It's not bizarre. Not the way Megalopolis is. It's just a lot, and I don't really know how to articulate any further than that. But yeah, Anora is my 41.
Okay.
And before we get to our 40s, I want to do the plugs for the Cinementalist giveaway. So we are giving away a Blu-ray Criterion Collection copy of both Certain Women, which I've already brought up a couple times, and Paris is Burning, one of the greatest documentaries ever made. You can also potentially win a Letterboxd patron membership, which is $50 a year. You'd be getting a year on me. And me and Joe both have it. We both love it. So something worthwhile. You can win all three. Now, the idea is that maybe we're gonna pull three different winners out of a hat. But if your name is all three, hey, man, we'll see. You can earn extra. You can earn extra vote. You can earn extra entries and stuff. But the key is on Blue Sky at Colton Robertson. It is my pinned post, the graphic for the giveaway. You can check it out there. But the basics are this: you got to subscribe on Cinementalists on YouTube. Subscribe to the Cinementalists on YouTube. You got to download at least one episode wherever you might listen. If you do not have a means to download an episode, hit me up. I will send you a direct download link. We can manage that, just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Now, you can't earn caveats. On Blue Sky, if you like and repost that post, you can earn an extra entry. If you tag somebody in the replies, you can earn an extra entry. And then the big one, the massive one, we've got nearly 40 episodes. Every episode you download is an additional entry. So you could have like 40 entries, which is why if you went and did that, you could walk away with all three of the things. It's a distinctly possible scenario. So got to check it out. Colton Robertson on Blue Sky. Go ahead and give me a follow. Hit me up over there. Send me the proof and all that good stuff. We've got right now we've got what I have to assume odds are in their favor. So you got to play catch up. Got to check that out. But yeah, the Cinementalist giveaway, Blue Sky at Colton Robertson. Check it out. So what is your 40?
Okay. This is quite the movie for me. It's a culmination of my childhood, pretty much. And yeah, no other. I mean, love that I caught it in the theater, that I was there. Spider-Man: No Way Home. Yeah, this and kind of, as I said earlier, kind of if the movie's not as well done, but it stuck with me more, or what have you. And this one is, I recognize it's not as well made as many of the movies I've even mentioned this episode.
Right.
But this, I mean, it's Spider-Man, and I've got all of them in one movie. And just the, I don't know, this was another moment to kind of live through. Another, like, just all the trailers coming out, are they in the movie? No, but we obviously know they are. The set leaks and I don't know, just all of the things. But then the movie itself, I don't know. I thought it was a really creative way to actually bring back some old villains and actually give them a completely new storyline. But I love the thought that they just go back to their universe and then just get instantly sniped by the Spider-Man that killed them. I don't know, like it.
Right.
Because I don't know. They go on this journey. Green Goblin, like all of them do whatever. But then like, if say like Doc Ock were to go back into the world, he has his changed mind. He learned his lesson over here, but like, who's to say that he's not still drowning in the bottom of, the, whatever I guess, is it, I don't know, what river is that right there? Or is that just actually the Atlantic Ocean?
I'm
is it
guessing
technically
it's,
New York? Like it's just, they don't have, they just call it the Bronx. Yeah. And I guess New York is just New York there.
I don't know what body of
The
water.
harbor. I feel like it's not. I don't know. I feel like there's a name for it.
Is it the Hudson?
Yeah, that sounds a lot better. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
I don't
anyway.
know. I don't know the geography enough.
Regardless, that's just a funny headcanon I have, is that they all learn these lessons, but then they go back and they're like, oh wait,
instantly
shit.
murdered.
Yeah, but I guess Doc Ock, could he have swam back up? I guess did he really choose to drown maybe there? And he was like, this is my end. I will go. But no, I don't know. The movie was, I loved, them three swinging off of each other, landing on top of the fun, like, yeah, it's this one was just, it was too much fun not to have somewhere up here. And I kind of had to have it in my top tier of comic book movies. And
shout out Z and Tom.
Yeah, dude.
So do you think Zendaya is going to be Zendaya Holland, or is Tom Holland just going to be Tom?
Yes, the first marriage ever where the name is dropped. Actually, yes,
there are no last names.
Yeah,
it's Zendaya and Tom. His name's just Tom now,
and then their kids are just singular names too. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. 'Cause, I don't know. I guess I did hear that Tom, said that once he has a kid, that he will retire and not be in another movie. And then I guess I don't know. My brother showed me something that Zendaya said the same thing, maybe. And because I was wondering, I'm like, man, that. Yeah, I know, but I guess maybe they just don't want their kids...
I mean, do your thing. Everybody be happy. Live your life, but
they don't want their kids growing up in the industry, I guess.
That's fair.
I don't know, but maybe, I don't know. It seems that there's some crazy stuff coming out about the industry and just the top world. I don't know, maybe it is just...
there's a lot of bad stuff going on everywhere.
But,
it's bad.
But no, I've never thought about that, he just becomes Tom.
He's just Tom now. I do love No Way Home. It was a very special theater experience. I love Andrew Garfield with all my fucking heart, man. That's still, Willem Dafoe, probably pretty fucking massive on this list. Now that I'm thinking about it, probably in a ton of these. Yeah, all right. I love it. No Way Home to top off the 40s. That is a good vibe. How about I top it off with one you've already said in May, December. Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore, and a little bit of Charles Melton in there. Directed by Todd Haynes. And it's actually shot, this is crazy, the fact that the first guy I was like, I don't know who shot this, but I know the cinematography is fucking gorgeous. It's shot by Christopher Blovell, who also shot Emma, which was also in this episode, and shot Certain Women, which I've brought up randomly a ton of fucking times, and is a part of our giveaway. So, dude's got an incredible visual sensibility. You should definitely be watching Christopher Blovell movies, and you should start with May December, because it's a beautiful film. Super fucking sad. Super sad, viscerally upsetting film. Redeeming at the end. There's hope. There's a glimmer on the horizon. It is it's a lovely movie, and it's deeply affecting. And I mean, I've only watched it once, but the way that shit resonated and the way I carried it with me, it had to be up here, What a goddamn film. Charles Melton, another brutal snub for the Oscars last year. Man. Just insane that he didn't get nominated, because that was a fucking breakthrough performance that he put on. I absolutely adored it. And he's incredible. Julianne Moore's incredible. Natalie Portman's incredible. It's just, and Todd Haynes is one of my favorites. So this one worked for me. It worked for me very, very well. And May, December, gorgeous, gorgeous movie. Love it. So that's what I've got at 40. Go ahead and run it back for me. 40 through 49 for you.
Okay. All right. 40 was Spider-Man No Way Home. 41, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. 42, Megalopolis. 43, Anatomy of a Fall. 44, American Fiction. 45, The Banshees of Inisherin. 46, John Wick Chapter 4. 47, A Complete Unknown. 48, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And 49, RRR.
I've got 40, May, December. 41, Anora. 42, Evil Does Not Exist. 43, Dune. 44, The Boy and the Heron. 45, Emma. 46, Monkey Man. 47, Knock at the Cabin. 48, Trap. And 49, Ferrari. And that is part 6. We will be back next week with parts 7 and 8. The week after with parts 9 and 10. And part 10 is the top 10. So I'm looking forward to that greatly. We got a bunch of good stuff on the horizon. You got to be there. You got to check it out. And mainly, just leave a 5-star rate and review and download wherever you might be listening. Be sure to check out every other part of this if this was your first. We got a ton of good movies, tons of great movies in the 20s, so you got to listen to all the parts to hear us talk about them. Subscribe on YouTube, The Cinementalists. Check it out. We're available on YouTube Music now, so that's as a podcast. I thought that was already happening, but apparently it wasn't. Now it is. You can check it out. That's what I've got for you. So with that, I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And this episode's frequent flyer was Dave Bautista. So go check out a Bautista movie. Go ahead and head on over there. I think we had 3 of them this week, which is crazy. But yeah, watch some Dave Bautista movies. Bye.